Oh, I got a theory.
You said
I
you
got
said
thoughts.
family in denial. I want to know
Yeah.
what you mean by that.
All right. Okay. Let me tell you. Okay. So I watched the documentary
Hmm.
and I've watched interviews and I've read a lot of stuff. Here's the thing. So in the documentary, her family very much pushes the narrative that like there were all these guys hitting on her, like all the staff. Like as soon as she walked in the room, like every guy turned
Yeah,
and
yeah.
looked at
Where's
her.
Amy? Yeah, which I think's bullshit. But anyway,
It
yeah, go
is.
ahead.
All right, here's the thing though. And then after that, you meet two of her girlfriends.
Right.
And okay, so we find out when she came out to her parents, she was so scared she had to have a friend come with her
Right.
to tell them.
Right.
And they did not receive it very well. And the
Yeah,
reason we know
the
that,
dad wrote a letter to the
yeah,
girlfriend
that's
that
it.
was obviously very scathing. I mean,
Yep,
it
three
didn't read it,
pages.
but it was obviously he was very displeased and
Yeah, and
probably told
now,
her off. Yeah.
yeah, and now the girl, because people have asked, like, what the letter say? Can we see it? And she doesn't have it. She destroyed it. So apparently it
Right.
was not nice. Okay,
Well, I'm sure it wasn't.
so yeah, so her brother has been like really pushing this narrative that she had a boyfriend, and rumor has it this is allegedly he was a beard. He was just a friend, and the family won't say anything about her being gay or with women at all.
What does that
And
really have to do with the situation?
I swear I'm getting there, I promise.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Sorry.
No, you're fine. All right, so
That's
here's my
me. You
thing.
get to know me.
No, I know.
I'm always thinking ahead. But go ahead. Yep.
Mm-hmm. No, no, we're here. We're here. We're at the train stop. Okay, so this is what I think. I think she goes on this cruise with her family. She's drinking a lot. She makes sure her family sees her dance with Yellow and probably other guys. I don't think she would have danced with guys otherwise. I don't think she was bi. I think she was straight up gay or mostly liked women.
Right.
I think she was drinking in order to do that.
Right.
Okay, so here's my thing. All right, here's the possibilities. She fell over, somebody pushed her over, or somebody took her off the boat. All right, but this is my opinion. If her family had accepted who she was, maybe she wouldn't have drank so much. And whatever happened to her, maybe it would have turned out differently.
Oh,
Because I,
I can buy that. I can definitely, given all of what she went through in that, if they had accepted her for her, yeah, I
yeah,
think she may have whatever she did on the cruise, she may have behaved differently, act differently, and to your point, maybe not drank as much. I don't disagree with that at all. I do find it, however, still perplexing that no, not, it's not perplexing. I think to go part and parcel with that, having been drinking and saying, and her brother acknowledging that they wanted to, or her friends said, I'm not sure which, that they like to party. I think that she did go off that boat willingly. Potentially was planning on leaving that boat willingly because she
yeah,
thought she could score some drugs because Yellow said he could do that for her. Now, do I think she went off willingly after she went up to the club that night, late or or wee hours in the morning when those two other girls saw her? No,
uh-huh.
I think he did something to her up there
Oh yeah, when the two girl, yeah, yeah,
to incapacitate her, and then she was taken off the boat. Um, and I know and I do feel strongly that she was off that boat willingly or unwillingly because of all of the people that say they saw her, that first one, that older gentleman that was a diver
yeah.
that was there, and she came up to him, and Yellow came up right behind her, and he said stared daggers at him, and then they whisked her away. That guy had that diver had no reason to make that up.
That's
I
true.
just and based on location and time, um, What, yeah, but I agree with you. I think had they willingly accepted her, probably her whole demeanor and everything she was doing there probably would have been different. To your point, she may not have been dancing with those people and
Yeah,
whatnot, and wouldn't have maybe gotten that close to them to do that. But but again, that's a reasonable assumption, but we still just don't know, unless her
no.
friends unless her friends or somebody would say, yeah, she couldn't stand guys. It was totally out of character for her to even want to
Well,
dance with them.
I also
well,
feel like
one of the girlfriends I think is probably gonna. Oh, hey, Bear now. Is probably gonna talk pretty soon and say more stuff. Just what do you think?
Remember how many years have gone by though.
True.
can y'all hear me?
You're really quiet.
It's in
You're,
the
you're,
AirPods.
you're talking about a 50-year-old woman now that's going to be talking based on memory and and probably may have a hard time differentiating at this age, this many years later, between emotions and feelings and fact, given how many years have gone
Is it better
by.
now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
That's true.
What I was saying was, I think her and her dad had an argument beforehand, like when
Okay.
they was on the balcony, which I feel like he know more than what he putting out. Because I do feel in scenarios like this, I feel like they tried to force her. I feel like they tried. I feel like now they're trying to like entice, like gaslight the girlfriend. Like, yeah, she was around a bunch of guys. If that
But
makes
why
sense, like they were
gaslight now?
forcing
Why
her.
gaslight now, this many years later?
You
Okay,
said what? You
that's
said
my
what about?
question. That's what I
But
want.
they were
Hey,
gaslighting. But then again, they were gaslighting. This has just come back up around. He was
yeah.
gaslighting her probably back
Like why
then.
y'all wait all this time to want to come back and think she's alive all of a sudden?
Well,
Yeah.
well.
And it's like,
Hey,
huh?
Anton, do you have something to say? Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
What do you
I mean,
think?
like, I haven't really watched like the whole thing,
Yeah.
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, all of it does kind of seem sus. I mean, maybe she was peer pressured.
Like
Hmm.
Poss-
peer pressure
Yep.
to like get off the boat, do you think? Or like peer
Yeah,
pressure to do other stuff? Okay, yeah. Like there
That's a
was a
good
group and
scenario.
it was like, hey, come with us. We're
yep.
gonna do some fun stuff. Okay, okay.
I think that's very reasonable. I do.
I do
Jessica
too.
said something that I thought in the back of my mind, and I've never said it. I did think it was. I do find it kind of peculiar. Remember now, they shared the stateroom. All four of them
Yeah,
shared a stateroom. There were two beds in there. So brother and sister were sleeping on one bed, mom and dad on the other. Um, the people that went in there, they showed a picture of a room. I don't know if it was the room or not, because then they were describing the room, and someone said that you had enough room to walk at the foot of the beds, like between them, to be able to get
yeah.
to the balcony, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if the dad, and I'm only speaking for how I know I sleep, if the dad is awake at 5:30 enough to look out the balcony doors and see his daughter's legs and feet, and then he says at 6 o'clock she wasn't there. How in the
Yeah.
world was he up at 5:30 and less than 30 minutes later she has opened that door, shuffled inside, tiptoeing or otherwise, and left the room,
My
and
thing
and
is,
and, and he doesn't hear or see anything?
Hmm.
my
He
thing is,
fell
why
back
he
into
didn't
that
go out and
sound of a
go get
sleep
her?
for what, 25 minutes? I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have checked on my daughter, made sure she was okay. That's
Same.
I
I would
might
have
have
been
said,
like,
why
you
aren't you
know,
in
I
Agreed.
was
bed?
seeing her
You
legs.
know?
I would have went out and be
Yeah.
like, I would have went out there and told her, hey, baby, get up, go get in the bed, like,
Because
Yeah, are you
he
okay?
knew
Knowing
she'd
she'd
been
been out
drinking.
partying, Yeah, knowing she's out partying, I
Yeah.
hear she's laying outside. What in the world is she okay? Yeah, I probably would have. I think if it was Lexi, I think I'd like to think I would have also.
Well, I mean, you need to check because she'd been drinking. They knew she'd been drinking. She could have gotten sick and thrown up. Like that's why you check on people that have been drinking. Like she's laying on a like on a chair in the balcony. You want to make sure that they're okay.
But I have to say this, the little sidebar, kind of similar, not similar, but when the last time I was in the Dominican Republic, um, and I took my wife and I went with Lexi and one of Lexi's really good friends, who's a close family friend of ours, and I was always very protective of her because her dad's one of my best friends, they were kind of paranoid people, and anytime you leave the country with someone else's kids, your awareness is a lot more heightened. And
Mhm.
Lexi wasn't feeling well. I guess it was her, period or whatever, and she went back to her room to lay down and go to sleep. Now we had separate rooms; they were adjoining, but we had separate rooms. And Grace didn't want to go back yet. Leslie was tired. Leslie went back to our room and went to sleep. I stayed out with Grace because it was a beach party, and it was a good thing I did because I almost got in a fight with some Canadians because I was watching from afar and I saw what they were doing, and they were it was not going to be good. And fortunately for me, I'd made a lot of friends with the staff and everything,
Mhm.
and I jumped up and was going across the sand, and before I knew what was happening, there must have been six people from the place, waiters, bartenders, or whatever, that were right on my shoulder, and
Are you
we got her,
serious?
we got her out of there, and
Thank
she
you.
she was oblivious to really what had taken place, but they had been watching me, the people that worked there, and then realized what I was doing. Anyway, long story short, we sat outside and talked for a few minutes, Grace and I did, but you know what? I never went in and checked on my own daughter. What if she hadn't have
Mhm.
been there? So I mean, I didn't even, I'm always so worried about her that I didn't even bother to go in and make sure Lexi was actually in her room and was asleep, and or is she okay? Which that so if anything would have happened to my daughter, people would have been saying, you had your daughter, she had her own room, and you didn't check on her, before you went to sleep. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to throw that guy under the bus necessarily for that, because
Yeah.
he at least laid eyes on part of his daughter, you know. But
Yeah, true. And he was I mean, if what he said is correct, then he woke up, so he would have been groggy too, because he said he went back to sleep. But
yeah,
he also
what?
said he got up to go, I guess, to get coffee, and th had looked around for 30 minutes, and then like determined that she was missing. And that was it's a pretty big boat. So
Yeah,
people have questions about that too.
yeah. It's just a weird. That's a weird series of events. That thing's just a weird series of events that the rooms are small. She could have tiptoed. I'm still confused, honestly. Why did and you said it? I said this the other night, and you made the comment. I think it was you, Southern. I don't. It may have been Jessica, but I had made comment of why the hell would she have left without her shoes? Her shoes were outside. He said, well, she could have had a bunch of
Yep.
different shoes. She didn't necessarily take her sandals, but that would mean she had to go inside, stop somewhere, be it in her bag, a little closet, by the bed or whatever, and stop and get the whatever pair of shoes she took in the dark and leave the stateroom. And of course, we think she's leaving because she's going to meet up with Yellow. Because my contention is she thought she could get off the boat, score whatever she was going to score, and be able to meet her brother and them at the docks or whatever, and act like she just had walked off before them. But yet she didn't
Yeah.
take her wallet. She didn't take her wallet. So how was she going to pay for whatever it was she was going to get?
Yeah.
So I don't understand that either.
Well, the family said they don't know how many pairs of shoes that she took, so she could have taken a different pair. But I mean, if she's tipsy and those are the shoes you just took off and they're on the balcony with you, you would think she would have just slipped them back on.
Yep,
So
you would think.
that's
It's
a bit
just it's
weird
just
too.
weird. It's just weird, and I think those things are some of the reasons why there's still some people that think, oh, I think she fell off the boat or did something like that. But nah, because the
Hey,
eyewitness
Elena.
accounts of seeing her within hours
Hey,
and
Lana.
days, not weeks and months, but the ones that were relatively you know close to that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
she definitely was she either went off the boat on her own or she was taken off the boat.
Hmm. Yeah, that is interesting.
Well, let me
I
ask y'all this. If you watched the documentary, what did you think about that cruise director?
Oh, he was a fucking zero. What a cheese. I mean, he was light as loafers to begin with.
All right, which is
And I just
fine. We
didn't
don't
sense,
mind about
yes,
that.
that, I don't need, no, there isn't anything wrong with that. You're right. In fact, given normal circumstances and wanting to create a fun atmosphere, somebody
Yeah,
flamboyant with personality is what
it
a
was
boat
the
like that needs.
edge. He had an
But I didn't
edge.
sense any empathy
No,
in his body language, his what he had to say, the tone in which he said it. I didn't sense any concern or much care at all about what happened.
Hmm.
no, nobody did. He's a very unliked person right now. Um,
Oh, yeah.
oh, like completely. Because like it was the comments of we've got, 2,400 people, however many they have, and they deserve to have a good time. And I'm like, uh, okay. All right, I understand what you find important.
Well,
He just,
That's one
mm,
of those things that is actually true.
yeah,
But
it is.
you should never, as a representative of the ship and being interviewed that is going to be seen nationally, if not globally. It's one of those things that whereas that may be true, it's not something that you would ever say out in an open interview. That's just one of those things that why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah, I don't know, but he
Yeah.
said that more than once, and he kind of implied some he implied that it's a possibility that she wanted to take herself out, and then he comes up with this batshit rumor he heard that she was wasted and she was a great swimmer, so she jumped off the boat to prove that she could like swim to shore.
Oh my
Did
god.
he? Was he the one
Who
that
made
said
that
that?
theory?
Was
Yeah,
he the one that said that?
Wait,
yeah,
who
it was
made that
I
theory?
it was the cruise director.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
honestly
remember
think
that he was the
I
one that
just
actually said that, but yeah, I do remember distinctly that yeah, somebody said there was that yeah, she
it
could
was
swim.
him.
She wanted to beat the boat to dock. Come
Yeah,
on, what an idiot!
yeah.
I do feel like it's an
He just
operation
made
that they
that
do.
up.
I think it's an
Yeah,
operation that they have where they work with these people.
Yep,
Like they do the pictures and stuff, and they
yep.
actually get paid to keep it under
Oh, I
wraps.
definitely think that. I definitely think that's in
Because
play.
evidently, of course, she might have brought her lighter and serious, but then I was looking at where her girlfriend said her last letter, she put, "Save me, please." She's like stuck, she's stranded. After, because I guess she told her that she kissed another girl while she was drunk, so she started returning her calls.
Yep.
And she sent
that
her letters. It was like, and then she said it was signed Stranded Amy.
Now, was
she
those letters came after the fact, correct?
no
No, it was
no.
done while she was missing, but she just now brought them up on the
No, but I mean, but
documentary.
the letters came to her
All right,
while
Yeah, while
Amy
she
was
was
missing, is what
supposed
I mean.
allegedly missing, she
Okay.
no.
basically sent it to her
Uh-uh.
saying,
No, the letter in the bottle was given to her a month before the cruise, was given to the girlfriend. Now, that girlfriend did get a postcard from Amy after she went missing. She got a
"Yeah,
call that
yeah."
Amy was missing, and then I don't know how soon after, probably I guess a couple days, she got a postcard from Amy after she knew she was missing, which is haunting as hell, completely. But the message in the bottle is eerie because she kissed someone else. I personally think
I
she kissed a
returning her
guy.
calls.
I think she kissed a guy because the letter said, like I was just trying to, figure something out or make sure of something. I think
Well,
it was a
but
guy.
in the
But she said a girl. She said a
documentary, they
girl.
showed her with a girl.
But
Yeah.
the problem is with that is that that's how some people, like when it comes, like kind of like for me example, like I had the girl that passed that I was dating. I
Yeah.
tried it out, but I feel like some people, you have, okay, so from what I gather, like from especially my friends that are like gay, they will tell me that they would try a guy just to see if it would pretty much like convert them in a way. And if it
Right.
don't work out, then they be like, "Oh fuck it, I'm gay," like that. But
Yeah.
then I feel like when it came to him sending that letter, I do feel like either they didn't never get a chance to argue about it. Because I was telling Southern this earlier, I feel like what he did was the mama, she wanted to like This is just allegedly because we don't know, like you said.
Yeah,
But allegedly,
everything in this whole live's
I
alleged.
feel like by him being the man of the house, Mama just wanted to support her daughter, but it was like she had to, by him being the husband and the man of the house, air quote man of the house, she was just like she just had to agree to what he said. And I do feel like it was unsolved. I feel like he's guilty. I'm gonna be honest, in a sense, I feel like he never got to have that talk with her. Now all of a sudden you want to accept that she like women. I feel like he feels guilty because now that she's gone, he wants
He
to
won't.
release
He won't
himself and
accept it though.
forgive
They
her.
still have a problem with it. They still haven't
Yeah.
accepted the fact that she's
I feel
gay.
like he left some unspoken words, like she couldn't get out what she wanted to say. It was like either, he didn't like that. For him to still disagree, that's crazy.
Well, okay. Let me ask it. All right, Anton. I'm gonna ask you this. Did you find it odd that they left the cruise early and flew back home and did not stay?
Yeah, yeah. I did. I mean, I find that extremely odd that they
Okay, because
did
wouldn't
not
you
stay.
want to either stay on the island or get back on that damn boat because that's the last place you was seen? They flew home. I found that extremely strange.
Yeah, because like I would be getting back on the ship, not flying back home.
Okay, that's I have an issue with that also. Uh, they returned to the island and had a press conference. I don't know the time frame, but the mother did not go, and she made an odd statement in the documentary. She said that she did not go back for the press conference because she couldn't bear to return without her again. Now that's an assumption, and I found that odd, actually.
Yeah,
I don't understand, like, of course, everybody responds in different ways. It was just a very oddly worded statement. It was
yeah,
almost like I know, like she knew they weren't going to go and find her. And the weird thing about it is, so the dad and the brother are going on some wild goose chase. It's very,
But with a cop or the
yeah,
taxi guy or
I feel
somebody.
like if they got
yeah,
scammed the first time, why y'all depending on
hell,
social media to help y'all? Because y'all know the brother got a website what the family do. I think it's like her uncle and him. I think Amy Bradley is missing. I think I showed y'all the website, but he got it where people are actually giving them leads. So like they got like I think, for example, one of the cops they got him down to where he work at, where his Facebook page. They got all that, and then the brother did say that he has a. So I think I told y'all about the Galileo guy where he was saying that the brother allegedly apparently has like the actual person that allegedly took his sister. He said he wasn't gonna post her right now. But I
Yeah.
just feel like if y'all got scammed, I wouldn't trust nobody at this
But
point.
let me ask you
Too
this.
right.
much.
Let's jump ahead for a minute, or should I say, be current times, and
yeah.
based on something Elena said in the comments below. She said, she said she goes, she totally thinks she's out there somewhere in her opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying I fear that she's not anymore. And my two thoughts are, and then I have a question. Is one, because I think she continued to be somewhat of a disruption periodically because of all the media attention and the
Mm,
several times that she supposedly went up to somebody and told them who she was, type thing. That's being a distraction or a disruption. And two, has there been a lack of any communication in the last however many years? When was the last time anybody claims to have seen her, spoken to her, got a postcard or anything else? Because we got to remember it happened. She was what, 18? Or no, she was 23. She'd be
23.
50. She would be 50 now. So it's 27 years now have gone by. And most of all that stuff that we heard about on the documentary was all within the first, I want to say 6 years. I want to say. I think there was something that happened when she would have been around 29 or 30, I think. But she would be 50 now.
I'm
So
gonna
has anybody heard or
Now, there's
seen
another
anything?
theory that I've seen. Some people have like pictures of an old lady with tattoos, which I mean, that can be
That's
anybody.
what
But
that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna try to find the picture, Jess. You talk about that. See, we're always on the same page. Yep,
Say
yep.
that again. I'm sorry.
so No, no, my cousin. So my another theory, some I was looking at somebody in the past said was that they probably didn't unalive her because the kid, one, she may have kids, and then they saying she's like the mother who, like, so like if they do like have these kids, the reason they
Right.
kept her alive was because she would keep them comfortable and make sure they were taken care of while they were being
Sure.
allegedly. So I mean, who's to say? I don't know. Like I said, I just personally feel like either she fought against them, and like okay, like the last sighting, they said a lot. Some people allegedly seen her with the yellow guy, which I mean, who's to say he probably made a move on her, but because she's lesbian, she probably fought him off and he did something to her. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
true.
That's an
and your other
interesting
thing,
thought.
if she had come to accept her fate in some amount of years later and was, to your point, possibly may have had a kid or not, but or was the one that was watching the younger people they had, making them feel more comfortable, and she might be apt to want to do that. You would think at some point, whether she turned 35 or turned 38 or 40, somehow she would have gotten some kind of a letter, postcard message, something to her family to at least say, quit looking for me. I'm alive. I'm fine. Go on with your life or something. You would think there'd have been
Yeah.
something. But there hasn't been anything, at least that we know of. So I find it hard to believe that she's still among the breathing.
All right. I
That's,
found the
but that's just me.
picture. Let me see. Let me figure out how I did this before. Okay.
I just find it funny. It's just weird that now they just want to come out and just want to like. I feel like me personally, I feel like she could be alive, and then part of me really feels like she's not, because like I said, when you be missing out in the country, these folks they ruthless. They don't, you
All
know.
right.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean,
And
why
then like
not?
I found like somebody put like a video of her like dancing and stuff, and I was like, okay, look at her getting down. And then a lot of people saying that she shouldn't have never went. Well, whenever they said she had like dinner with the three guys or whatever, a lot of people were saying they felt like, why would you eat with three strange men? But like, I honestly feel like when it comes to cruises and stuff like that, I feel like some
Hmm.
people friendly. Like I was telling about the upside down pineapple situation with them swinging. A lot
Yep.
of people be friendly like that, because I'm not gonna lie. Like when I'm intoxicated, I'm friendly too. Not to an extent where like I'm gonna just like, hey, okay, I'm going to the bedroom with Billy and Timmy and I'm not gonna do all that. Now I'll
Yeah.
be friendly and I'll like go sit down with somebody, but like I said, I don't know. I just find it weird that I don't know. It's just weird. Like the whole story is weird.
Well, I updated the board, which is awesome. I didn't even know we could do that. All right. So on the right is a picture of a lady. This is going around TikTok right now. Somebody took a cruise a couple years ago, and the one on the right is some woman that it's very cryptic and it's probably not quite legitimate. There's a creator on here that was messaging with somebody. They sent her pictures and said, "This is Amy," and then deleted the account. And on the left is obviously like they've aged her, put blonde hair. On the right is the woman that they claim they saw there 2 years ago, and that is Amy. Yeah, it's probably horse shit. It probably is. It's probably somebody that took a cruise a couple years ago and was like, "Oh, hey, that lady kind of looks like her. Let me just do
Hmm.
this." But it's going around. It's gaining popularity. Every time there's a TikTok about it with those pictures, they've been tagging her brother like 100 times.
Wow.
Oh, you saw the documentary, America. What did you think? Do you think she's around or not? Just out of curiosity. So now this has gone viral, and I'll tell you something I find real weird. And I don't want to like open up like Pandora's box at all. I'm just telling you something I noticed. So her brother seems real keen on this story that Amy was seen talking to two Scientologists on the
Hmm.
boat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I seen when they came to his house. They said they came to their house.
That's a red flag.
I said,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
What?
Here's the
That
here. Let me tell y'all the redder flag. Okay, so when her brother is describing the Scientologist, every single time he describes the women, he says two black women, two black Scientologists, two black women, two black Scientologists. They were black women. It's weird. Sir,
Hmm.
we get it. You only have to say they were black one time. It doesn't make any sense for you to keep saying it. It's giving,
mass shit.
yes.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to believe like his own lie.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Anton. Like, it's like, okay, you're forcing this narrative and you're using a descriptive term that doesn't need to be used that many times. Now, okay, Sea Org, I did a report on Scientology when I was in college. It's weird as shit.
It is.
Yeah, Sea Org they're the most dedicated members of Scientology. They're actually on a damn ship. And they happen to be there and they got off the ship and came and talked to Amy's family. Now, allegedly, her brother says that they asked all these specific questions like what's her favorite thing to drink or favorite thing to eat and all this kind of stuff. And then they kept acting weirder and weirder and they eventually told the Scientologist to leave. Well, he now is implying that they were asking those questions because they had her and just wanted to know her favorite things to make her comfortable. He thinks she's been abducted by Scientologists. I do not believe that. I don't. I don't. Uh-uh.
Yeah, because like if she was, I mean, she would have been found by now, surely.
Yeah.
Scientologists can, if you're in Scientology, like the guy the head of Scientology, his wife's been missing for I don't know 15 years or something. Like if you're in the cult,
Mm-hmm.
can you disappear? Yeah. But I've never heard of them going out and abducting a person. That's
Yeah.
something I've never heard. I mean, they're weird, but it really seems like he's grasping at a weird ass straw with the Scientology thing.
Hmm.
Part of me feel like she just got the hell on, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
I gotta
No.
find that video where the girl, like this girl, brought up that the last time somebody seen her, allegedly her boyfriend, whoever gave her this watch. It was a distinct watch. They never, for some reason, I don't know why they never brought it public, but somebody said they described the tattoos and they described his watch, and then I guess the boyfriend was telling them like, yeah, that's the watch I gave her. But my thing is, I wish I could just time travel to see how much news coverage it got to the point people did spy her. The one thing that kind of gets me is whether did she actually allegedly like contact, the only way she could contact people was via postcards, or like when we was talking about the payphone situation. What if like Cobalt brought up the point like maybe she was just doing that to where she that was like a map mark in her mind. Like, okay, I can come back to this payphone later, but why you didn't jump in the taxi and be like, hey, look, I've been like, kidnapped or whatever. Help, get me somewhere. I don't give a damn where you take me, but just give me away from
God
here.
forbid they're part of it and turn right back around. Like, nope.
Eh, are you saying like the taxi guy was in it?
Well, I mean, you never know. Like, she could have just been scared that he would have that reaction.
Now
Like,
to that question, Elena. Now,
hmm.
when they was talking about the Galileo guy, like the cop or whatever he's supposed to be, now he
Oh, the
did
guy that
tell
took
them
him.
allegedly that he passed away from cancer, but the guy told him no. He talked too much. He talked to y'all and he got unalive.
The guy that took him up in the mountains or whatever.
No, yeah, the cab driver. Yeah, the cab driver. They was talking about that. Yeah, him. They said that
The cab
he
driver or the
said
cop?
the cab driver. The cop said that
Oh,
the cab driver didn't die of cancer. He said that he talked too much about to the brother and whoever the person that the house he went over. He said allegedly was
very,
unalive.
very small island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
they
it's
said he got
very,
unalive.
very, very high. Let me be careful. what area. So it's not too. I mean, if that's really a grieving family, I could see. I would do that. I'd be like, okay, yep, call me trauma bonding, but yeah, I could see like, yo, they're missing. Please, like, oh, social media is a thing now. Let's do that. And then the way that they could, like, okay, maybe it was make believe because it seems like really like FBI ish, but if they could really track a person and how long they stay on certain things, I mean, yeah, that's questionable, but yeah, it could be staged, but how? That's like IP mapping. I mean, how would, unless you're there, they paid somebody to go there and visit the site every holiday and look at the pictures for a long time and make it look like it's her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
'Cause I'm
questioning.
looking at the Amy Bradley is missing, so it looks like I think the brother posted it, San Francisco, California, April
Oh,
20th, 2018. Somebody, well, they said April 18th, 2013. They said they seen her at Pier 33 Fishman's Wharf of San Francisco. And
Yeah, yeah,
what?
the brother's
It was-
saying that she was seen in California,
Hmm.
but interestingly enough, I don't think that was mentioned in the documentary. If it was, it might have been really quickly at the end.
oh,
Um,
he mad at Netflix. He
Oh,
said
I'm not
the documentary
surprised.
would have been longer.
I had a feeling they were probably not pleased with the documentary, including two of her girlfriends.
Oh, that's
I'm
like
su-
a guy.
well, I'm
wait, who?
surprised that they participated, and I kind of wonder if maybe they weren't allowed to see the final product unless it was like their part. And I kind of wondered if the parents or all of them were going to get mad about, especially the girlfriend that received the postcard, because I mean, like her story, I mean, she's in pain. I mean, she
Yeah,
actually said,
I believe that.
I'm living my life without her. Like
I don't
she,
think,
w-
like, is
she
she with
was, ugh.
somebody?
Hmm?
I bet you she's alone. Is she with somebody?
I don't know. She didn't say if she is with somebody. I hope she is. I hope she's not alone, but
I could see that
she's
happening.
hurt.
I
Yeah.
just heard something from somebody, and I know, like, y'all don't tease me and stuff. I mean, there would nothing to tease about, but
I'm not gonna tease you.
the reason why I'm not like dating guys or girls for that matter, because I'm all open to that shit at this age, but everybody, like, there's a list of deaths behind me that I feel cursed at this point. And I'm not, like, I can count on my hand, five, at least. My dog's crying. Don't cry. But true. It's a lot. And I'm like, damn, I don't, you know, yep.
I I feel really bad for I feel bad for
Yeah.
both girlfriends. One girlfriend got the 3-page letter. The other girlfriend
Wait, what?
seemed
Two?
broken. Yeah, there's
Wait,
two girl.
did
She
I
had
may
more
have.
than one girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I think, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I
Yeah,
thought
there's
Sorry.
one of
one
those
with
girls.
like
Not
I thought
short
one of
100%.
those
silver
girls.
hair.
But I thought one of those girls was the girl that she kissed, and the
Mm,
other girlfriend was
Nah.
the one that she went back and said, "Hey, I made a mistake. I kissed somebody,
right.
but
And then
just
she
made
said,
me
like,
realize that I wanted to see how
Yeah,
much I
now the
really
one with
liked
the
you."
letter, the
No,
one
the
that she
one
kissed.
with the
safety at the
silver hair was
apartment.
not the one she kissed. No, that's the
Okay.
one that got the 3-page letter. They were actually in
Okay.
a relationship,
And
and
then they talked back up,
then
right?
she
Like,
was with the other one.
Now the
right
three-page
before.
letter, was that the bottle, or was that a
Yep.
different
No,
time? She.
that's a
Oh,
different girl.
Oh Lord.
wait.
Okay.
She only had two girlfriends that we know of. I mean, she may have
I
had
didn't know
more.
there was a second letter. Is that
There's
what you're
not a
saying?
second
Oh, okay.
letter.
It's a
There's
Second
the
girl.
postcard.
3-page letter the dad wrote to
The
the first
girlfriend. Yeah, I
girlfriend.
wonder what he was pissed
Yes.
about. Just because they were in high school together and your girl turned gay. I was, well, get over it, dude.
Yep.
Man.
Uh,
Yeah.
Or I'm
they
sorry, he
that's
was
the
old
thing.
man. Like older than
They have
me.
a big problem with it.
You know,
Yeah.
Well,
when
okay,
my
this
daughter
When it was
was in
your
high school, we
brother.
used to when my daughter was in high school, we used to kid the guys. We'd kid and said we always said, you know what? If my daughter came home and said that that was the case, I'd be like, in my inside, I'd be like, cool. Now I don't have to worry about beating the shit out of any guys that are messing with my daughter.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have. My point is, I would have loved her either way. It wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
Okay, and that goes right along with what the point I made today when I was on the phone with Chris is if your daughter had been missing for that long, how the hell could you not get to the point of I don't care who she was, I just want her home?
Well, I was thinking that
But
about
he
15
didn't.
minutes ago. Exactly right. That's why I don't
Yep.
think they would have cared about the girls being in the documentary at this point. At this point, if you really love your daughter and you really are trying to find her and see if she's still alive, you wouldn't give a shit about that part of the story.
They
That
do
would have
though.
been, you know,
He
But
that's
I
just
is
it.
thought
like a
that he
guy like
said,
him.
like,
I don't know.
regardless, that's still my kid, and I love,
Yep,
I'm not a dick, you
I
know.
just feel like he doing it because
exactly.
he's guilty. I just feel like it's not really because it's his
Who
daughter
say
missing.
again?
I feel like he's guilty. He just feels
Oh,
guilty, like
really?
because she
You
missing. It's like
tell.
he didn't get to say his piece or he didn't get hurt. I honestly just feel like one.
Who?
We talking about Amy Bradley, the daddy.
No. Who do you think is guilty? I'm
Hey,
listening.
girl.
I
I
said the
didn't even
daddy,
see. I'm
Hey,
not even
Tiff.
looking.
the
He
daddy.
probably
I feel
feels
like he's
guilty.
guilty
He probably
because
You
feels
think the
guilty.
dad is
missing.
guilty? Why?
Because like,
Why?
why would you? I'm gonna be pissed because why the fuck is you sending my girlfriend a 3-page letter? I don't give like I feel like you against it, but why would you the audacity for you to send a 3-page letter to her and for her to destroy it? He had to say some distasteful stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just feel like when you
But
went
we
out your
gotta
way,
think about this was back in the '90s before we had
yeah,
all
but
of
it don't matter
Man, it
regardless.
makes me feel old.
Why
I
would you
think it
send
was.
my kid? Why would you send my girlfriend a letter, a 3-page letter? I just feel like that's just disrespectful. That's like a boundary. Which I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's like why all of a sudden now he just feel like
I feel
Okay.
like I missed that part.
I
I don't
I
know
just feel like you
why.
wouldn't be entitled to write my girlfriend a 3-page letter. Like that's just a bit eerie to me.
you think he had
That
something to do with it?
some
Now
people do.
I did tell him like even though, I mean the whole balcony situation. I feel like they had either they had an argument or it never got to that point where she could voice her opinion on the fact about that letter. I just feel like he was like what he says goes. She couldn't go to mom because allegedly this is just my theory. I'm gonna say I feel
Yeah.
like mama just had to support dad because he's the husband, he's the man of the house. So it's like she couldn't really have no say in it. Although she might have supported it, who knows? That's just my
Now, not for nothing. When I first saw and thought about, the whole balcony situation. Now, let me tell you guys, I went on my first cruise after my twin died, and I went out and I was meditating because that was my new thing, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't do that again. I could have done. I'm little. I'm under 5 foot, yo, and weighing a little bit of. I've lost a lot of weight, y'all. Didn't mean to, but anyway. So yeah, I could have been taken. That was scary, but not for nothing. The balcony. I was like, all right, her jumping at that size, probably not. I mean, if you get on the thing, it probably would have felt fall by the time you put the pressure on that little table. Or here's the other one, just because I watched too many movies. She was literally snatched up from the top floor. Or the guy next door is like, you can reach over. He was a weirdo. Not for
Oh,
nothing.
that's a good point, Elena.
And
The guy
then,
next
or
door.
or
Yep.
she literally just walked past her parents and out the door. That's the only options.
Let's talk about the guy next door, though.
Yeah, he was
They
the
heard
I
him
only
like that.
playing
allowed
I
to
thought
balcony.
I
visit
thought about
alone.
what Elena said. I thought there was a chance maybe because that guy was such a kind of oddball weirdo that
Yep.
he could have said, "Come on over here. We'll have a drink, or I've got a joint, or whatever. Here, I'll help you." And yeah, helped
And
her up over the railing into his balcony.
Yep.
Yes,
and
I
maybe
could
she did
definitely see
fall, and
that.
then that was it. I mean,
I
that's
still don't believe she fell. Regardless, I think he
yeah,
could
because
have.
but weren't they like, oh, the waves, she would have, like, they were so certain she would have washed
Yes.
ashore. Man, were they certain. I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all protecting your land is what you're doing.
Yeah, but Elena,
I
I
mean,
don't
For
think
that's
30
that
years.
means. But to believe that, you have to believe that everybody else that was an eyewitness in the short time. The diver, the older guy that was the diver, and then the other person in the bathroom. You'd have to then accept that they all just made that up, so they could be a part of a story because
Right.
that those wouldn't have happened.
I missed that part. Yeah.
I don't agree with any of y'all, and I'm gonna argue. So I pissed off the
Speak
algorithm.
up, baby
So
girl.
push
do
us out.
it. Do it.
Y'all are
Do it.
wrong.
Well,
Yep.
what
yeah,
was it, Tiffany? Tell us what it was. What was it, Tiff?
I gotta tap the screen. I'm so sorry, baby girl.
Tiffany's
So
she's gonna go wild and say she didn't even exist. She's not real.
Ooh,
No, listen. Hey,
What?
Joe. Joe, come on. Tell me what you think about Amy, because these people are full of baloney.
let's hear it.
They're crazy. I don't know any of them.
Oh, sure. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I saw two old, dirty, pre-birded men one of them saying that he contacted the feds and that he saw her, same Tasmanian devil tattoo,
Yep.
whatever. It's on the documentary. Then I
Yep.
saw another dude on TikTok that isn't like in the public eye, and he's saying, I gotta go back and find the video, but he's saying that he paid for what we're talking about several times. And
With her.
yeah, with her. And there's a bunch of like allegations, allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about the
that
bar or my loss?
she's pretty much being like exchanged.
Uh-huh.
But then I also heard a woman on that documentary saying that she bumped into her in the bathroom and that she heard.
That was crazy, though. Why
Yeah,
would that lady? I mean, she's my age. Well, no, well, like
that
now,
lady
like, and
looks
I
like
could
a
see being
soccer
concerned
ball
for
mom too.
how many times have we done that? Walked past one of those. Isn't that sad, though,
But
Tiff?
I don't remember. I don't
Really?
remember the documentary hearing a guy saying that he was a John and had.
Oh no, it was like, can I go in and have a beer? That is that what you're talking about, Tiff?
He was a
Um,
Navy. He was like a Navy,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
trust
remember
Navy
that. I
men. My
remember that.
father's a Navy man.
he
No.
he was there. Okay, they didn't say it in the documentary because he showed his face, but in previous documentaries, he was there to see a lady of the night, and that is why he did not tell anyone he saw her, was
Yeah,
But
he
because
Tiff
was
he
is
trying to
saying
thought
get
that.
his
But
he'd
Tiff
get
is
pussy
kicked
saying
back.
that he
out.
did see her
He could have
because
lost his
he was a
pension.
client
He was not
of
a
her.
client of her. He was
No,
there
yeah.
seeing a different one.
But he walked in and there was a table, right?
Yep.
And like that's how they showed it, like a table with two girls, and the one girl walked away, and then
Mm-hmm.
she was like, blah blah blah, I'm Amy, or I don't know how the fuck it went down, but it, that for the most part, and then they came back around, and she the girl came back, and then that was it. He felt
No, she
awkward,
told
and he
him
left.
that she had a $200 debt
That was it.
and
Yeah.
that she couldn't pay it off, and that she was trapped here and
He
she
could have
didn't.
just gave her the $200 and solved the
Yeah,
problem. I mean, what a
yeah, and
dick. Not for
he
nothing.
said too that he'd been so many places and heard so many stories, but an American in a foreign land, like, come on.
To which part? Come on.
The part that she was American in a foreign place, like, clearly she was telling the truth about the debt.
Right. But I believe that a guy that has a career and a pension and that close, he wouldn't give it up. But afterwards, he would, and he did. He had
Yeah,
nothing
but
to
it was
do.
so
Too
long
But I
late.
don't
It was
believe
so
after.
Navy
well
men.
Because he
I
after.
just
felt
don't.
guilty, it was eating at his soul.
True.
Yeah.
Now,
He
and he
was.
could have called the tip line and left an anonymous tip, guys. Always know that.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
He
How many
didn't. He chose
anonymous
not
people?
to. That is inexcusable.
He
Completely
was wrong.
inexcusable.
Yeah.
He could have muffled his damn voice and just said, "Hey, I saw her here," and hung up, and that's it.
But
But he
then
chose
what?
not to.
Oh, right at the very time. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's in another country. What kind of
He may
anonymous?
not have known about it too at the time.
I don't think there was anything at the time, or I don't know. Like, I seriously, I grew up in this, so for me not to know it or have seen it or heard more than the couple Dateline and 2020s
Oh
or
God, I
whatever.
heard about this a long time ago. This is one of the ones that sticks with me. You know, everybody's got like three or four true crime stories that just sticks with you. This is one of mine.
Oh, really? See, when
Yeah.
I
But
first,
why would they go back and check the website
that's what's
like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay,
unless it
that's a
was.
really good point. That's a good point.
That's
There
what I
are
said.
just in case somebody doesn't know, on the website, there's
Hmm.
family photos, and they tracked the dates and IP addresses, and on family birthdays and on holidays, somebody I think it said, did it say, I think it said Barbados spends
Hmm.
hours looking at the photos, which is
On the
quite
holiday.
eerie. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Now they could pay
Yes.
somebody to reverse those IP and make it look like they're there because I was scammed and it said it was from another country, but when my cousin looked it up, it was coming from Texas. So isn't there a way to check that? What part are you laughing at?
Joe said, I love how you sound like cornbread.
He always says that. I love it. Joe always says I sound like cornbread. It cracks me up. I do. It's good cornbread though.
With
Um,
bacon grease.
yes. So the thing about the IP address, yeah, you can figure out the country. Come on, y'all. Like, can't you figure out like a closer location? Here's another
You
thing I'm
don't
going to ask
you
you
don't think they've
guys.
done that? You don't think the authorities have actually done that?
I think they have. I think the
Uh,
FBI
I
think
do
that
too.
she wanted to be in
I don't
that
think Dateline would take this
ring.
story on if it wasn't like something. They ain't gonna take no Ali Carter story.
we are not talking about that. I will vomit. Oh,
But
the
what
thing
I'm
is,
saying, they wouldn't do something that is
no.
not worth it.
No, this was Netflix and it was a very well done documentary and they
And
spent a
it
lot
was
of money
30
on it.
years ago. And there was a
So,
48 hours on it, probably. I
yes.
mean, so
It's
Oh,
many.
oh, yeah,
all
no, you're
over
right.
TikTok too.
It's been
Huh?
everywhere.
Mm.
Um, all right. Now, somebody, I did see somebody in the comment section state that they would have moved to that island if they were her
Oh, hell yeah.
parents.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay. What do y'all think
Yeah, I
about
think
that?
I
Yeah, why
think
not?
if it was my daughter, I'd have been down at that island. Yes,
Yeah.
to the
I
point where I
don't
would
think
have
I would
either.
have lived there because I feel like they would have done something bad to them because they do things differently in other countries.
Yeah, I might not have lived there and bought. I would, but I would have been there. I don't know how I would have stayed, but I would have. Yeah,
At a vacation home, see if anybody visited.
something. Well, something. But to
Right.
Tiff's point, I mean, in the back of my mind, I would realize, okay, I'm going to go down there, press the envelope, but at the same time, I know I'm opening myself up to, potentially getting hurt. But if it was my daughter, I'd rather not be here than not have her.
You know
So
what was
I would go
sad?
down there and do everything I could. And if that
The
meant I ruffled the
local
wrong feathers, so be it.
sheriff,
Right.
he told them that they could not be looking around for her alone, that it wasn't safe, that it was very
Yep.
dangerous.
Now I could
Right.
see that guy that was helping them be not here, but the cab driver that doesn't make sense. But the other guy,
Well,
like he did a little too much.
well, the guy that helped
I'm up
him out,
here.
the one guy, look, you know what?
You
That
got
was
to hear
probably
it.
that could have been by design.
Right, exactly.
They knew, but the point is, yes, you're right. It was very dangerous to look around by yourself, and if you thought you were going to move to the island and just start being your own little sleuth, you were going to end up in the back alley, and your throat was going to be slit. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you would have to try to find. You'd want to go down there and be identifying and trying before you went down there. Could you find somebody that knew the island, knew the area, that was willing to, you know, be a PI with you or something, whatever. You would try to have a team or a partner, but
Hmm.
You would
you'd be
need
trying to find
like
a local. Yeah.
a lot of fake tanner. What are those
Money
things called that
talks.
you put
Money
over your
talks.
head? A high, what do you call it? A high.
Oh,
A Hajib.
no. You're talking about like an abaya, like fully covered and
Oh
like
boy.
so
Um,
nobody
Yeah.
knows who you are.
That's the
Yeah.
only way that I would have went down there with like big bougie sunglasses. I would have wore like big clothes to make me look fatter than I or bigger than I was.
mhm.
And I would like
Okay.
slap on so much fake tanner that I would look like the man in office, but only
You
better.
say you know who?
Well, okay.
That wasn't very nice, y'all.
No, I'm gonna bring this up because this is a thing.
Do
Uh,
it.
the brother doesn't follow that many people, but the orange man is one person he does follow on TikTok, and they are apparently very fond of orange.
Well,
So
maybe
that
they may be
What's
trying to
that got?
get him
What
so he
does
can
that have to
fly.
do with the tea in China?
Right.
They may be
uh
trying to get
it,
him to help though.
I mean, but maybe I'm
it
thinking like just like how he brought out the files with our other
He's
political figures. Maybe they're trying to get his attention so he can give them some money on or help find
Let's
some stuff
argue.
with the
Eh,
commission. I ain't gonna argue about the orange man. I'm
yeah, I
definitely.
mean, let's do
I
it.
don't pay
Come
attention
on.
to them argue. Fuck
I
that.
hate to tell you, I think it's too little, too
He
late.
don't
I think
like
too
me,
many
so I
years have
can't.
gone by.
I feel
If
bad for the
she's still
brother.
alive, she doesn't
That
want to be found at this point.
I mean,
Okay, move
Or
on. Some people
Listen,
say that. Some people say
or
stop
so
calling
why
children.
wait till not like
or she's got
again?
kids.
Kind of like the
She-
situation we in with the other person I'm
uh,
dealing with. Why wait?
where it's like
Bring up
they
if
get
she's
connected
alive or
to
not.
them.
Like I just feel like if she really wanted to reach out, she would have. So
listen, or they've gotten so deep in her head and she's so brainwashed that it's to the point of like, if
They call
you
it
tell them
something.
what we did to you, we'll unalive your family, your
Hmm.
grandkids, your kids,
And that's the
whatever. I
narrative
think
they were pushing.
there's leverage because that yellow dude had his hands in all over this.
But you know,
It,
Well, I think that's absolutely
y'all know he was a
leverage they had
pastor,
early
man. He got
on.
his own church.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
okay, what did y'all think about the interview with Yellow's daughter?
I didn't
I
see it.
see. I don't. That's why I had to watch the documentary because I'm lost. It's like I can't really.
I'm gonna play it for you one
I
day. I'm
don't
just
know
gonna call
that
you on
part.
Facebook
Like
and put
that's
it
what I
on
said. I wish I would have
Netflix.
watched it because I feel like a fool up here because I don't know. Like I'm confused.
You're
Like
not a fool.
I don't know
You're
the
not a
case
fool.
I
like
feel
that.
like I missed that part too, girl.
All
Yeah.
right,
I kind of. I ain't really
Separate.
paying
Yellow's
attention to Amy, so it's like
Yellow's daughter is not very fond of her father. Now she was not born
Yes,
yet
that's
when this
right.
all happened, right? She apologizes to the family that she doesn't know any answers, but she is very, very passionate about saying her father is not a good person. So she basically implies she would not be surprised if he had a hand in it, and that's his daughter.
Hmm.
Well, we
Wow.
know
Uh-huh.
he had a
We're
hand in
speaking
it,
of
so
no, we're not speaking of the
Jessica,
elf.
since you didn't see it too, just so you know, the daughter
In the back.
basically they start interviewing her. She calls up the family like a couple of years or so after it happens, and she's like,
That's
"Hey, I
right.
need to talk to y'all." And then I don't know if she talked to him or what, but she was saying how her dad, when he came home, he had a suitcase full of pictures, Polaroids of all different women, and that he just wasn't right. He was acting highly disturbed, and
Mm-hmm.
she was asking him like all these questions, and he was just like not telling her anything. I'm gonna play it for you though one day soon.
He took the picture of like it was missing.
because I seen on the website somebody
Habit.
on the brother website he made for her. They actually got him on Facebook now. He's a pastor. He got his own. What
He's
is
a
the
pastor. Oh, that's because he's done bad. Come on.
Church of the
Yeah.
Nazarene Windward Islands District, and they got Reverend. He's a Reverend Christopher Douglas Granada.
I wonder where the money trail, if there's any money trail between that man and that island,
Well,
or the
Yeah, because
family,
it's foreign
or the
lands.
family, the brother, the dad, whatever. Like you said, Tiff,
all
dad.
right, in the chat, Ashley makes a very good point. Why were her photos not there? I mean, so they walk in and there's a room and they have all the photos set up because that's what they do. They take nice pictures and you go there and you pay for them. It's another way cruise ships make money. It's a good way. It's very smart. Her family goes in and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I've got it over here," and the pictures are gone. 3 pictures gone. It's very odd.
Well, he had a whole
Very.
suitcase full of apparently everybody's couple pictures.
Yeah, but this
Hmm.
was like on the cruise ship where you can like purchase your photos.
Right,
Like her
but why?
photos were
That's so
missing
creepy. That's
before
kind of
they
like, you
even went to
know,
buy them.
kind of gives me the Herder vibes.
Well, like it was implied that he
Right,
may work with someone and shows the pictures and says, "Pick
right,
what you want."
right.
Right.
And
Okay. See
that's
what
not too
Ashley
far
said?
fetched.
Yella didn't have her photo probably because she was chosen. That I've seen many comments state exactly that.
That's
That's
how a lot
fine.
of those rings where they exchange, things. That's how a lot of them operate. Like Law and Order, I've been watching it since I
Years.
was 8 years old, and that's how a lot of
Too.
that's their plot lines. Whenever they have people that do that stuff, they always like that's how they market it as pictures of women.
Yeah, like a catalog. And
That's
again,
sick.
Remember those?
guys, it's not. I know some of it seems like, like this sounds like such a big story and it sounds so crazy. I don't want to get too much into it because we can't on this app, but don't forget, some disturbing things were just found out in Alabama
So,
about some people. So things like this do happen. I mean, it's
yeah.
terrifying. It really is. And I'll tell you something that really got to me is when you're watching the documentary and there's a lady whose daughter passed away on a cruise and now she's an advocate and she explains when you get 12 miles out into the ocean,
You're
it, it's
in.
it's damn near lawless.
That's right. Yep. I
Yeah.
heard that lady,
Somebody
the
did
one
an
that lives on
interview.
there. I mean, I even follow people that like live on boats. And I think it's like I just thought about it like, wow, like I was on a cruise and it wasn't even big. It was like the Margaritaville. It was like one of the smaller ones. But to me, it was the world. And there wasn't a lot of people on it. So I did feel safe. I know energy, you know what I mean? If I feel
Yeah.
funny, I won't get out. But had I, been closing my eyes at the wrong time during my meditations, that was kind of
I feel like
silly.
when you're young though and you're trying to like mingle with people, a cruise ship is not the place to do it. That's somewhere where you want to go with your family and stick
Right.
close to them.
Like I literally shared a
Then
room
it's
with my
like, then they
parents when
open
I
it up
found out they were
to
lying
kids. So,
about their age. Oh,
Well,
that
I'll
was
say
rough.
I'll tell
this.
you what, I'm glad that shit. I'm glad that shit wasn't really. Well, it probably was, but I don't know. Back in the '60s, shit, I used to spend my summers in the islands, and my brother and I would cruise around all
60s.
over the place by
I
ourselves.
think back then people were more
But
fun.
you're
Like
a man.
you weren't
You're also
expecting
a
somebody
I
man.
to
was a
be
little
kidnapped.
boy.
That was like I feel like back then it was people felt more
Were you a
safe.
man in the 60s?
Been around the
No, I
herd.
was a little. I was a little boy. Some of y'all seen that picture of me in my Tarzan speedo holding that
No,
fish up.
I gotta go
Even
find it now.
scarier though,
But I also
because
feel like
little
back
boys
then
are too. Sorry,
they didn't
Jess.
feel like they were in danger. I feel like back then they want you wouldn't expect for somebody just to go missing. If they
No, you weren't.
like you feel like people back then used to leave their doors open, they'll go to sleep. But now you can't.
And you know what's crazy, guys? Let me just talk about the little trauma bonding. Okay, me, my twin, and my parents. Okay, for like ever. Now we have other siblings. There's like a whole family of 10, but for the most part, it was always the four of us. He passed. We went on a trip. My other brother Tony took us all, and the kids and the grandkids and all that, and we went. Um, Point is, I could totally relate. So when the brother was like, "I ain't having kids because I don't want to go through what my parents went through," and that's what my pain actually feels like as a twin and a mom. It's kind of the same thing because you're all there together. So the pain is deep, and I was like, man, that's messed up. Like I really hope it's not nefarious in any way, and they really just do concernly. I mean, concernly. They genuinely have concern for her, and really, if they didn't like take money, then I guess they couldn't look. But are they really looking in endless places at this point? Like Cobalt said.
Yeah. Jess, did you say something?
My phone going out. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yes.
Did I forgot now? Damn.
Did I cut somebody off? That happens. My bad.
No, no.
Oh, it's me. I got my brain is weird. Okay, well, okay. I know what I was going to say. So last year,
Go
November,
get her.
somebody actually did an interview
Go
with
get her.
Yellow.
Why is my name on the
Oh,
screen?
really?
I feel
Mhm.
so cool.
What?
I said,
Where
why
did
is my
they?
name on the screen? I feel so cool.
Oh yeah, when you do it,
It's a
hardly
sticker.
it pops up.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it does that like when somebody gifts, and I think I'm the only person that actually uses the stickers, which
Aw.
tracks because I like stickers. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it gives you the option to post people's name when they gift like a certain amount. And I think
That's
it's really
sweet.
cute. I know, I love it
Mhm.
actually. I love you,
Thank you, Mama. All right,
TikTok.
I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead. I'm sorry if
no,
I
no, you
didn't make you
fine.
lose
You
your
fine.
train of thought.
No, you good. Yeah, so yeah, somebody did an interview with Yellow last year in November,
Oh, yeah?
and apparently he got mad at Lifetime back like in a couple years ago, saying that the allegations against him wasn't true. He felt like he got a wife and kids in the business now, and they just portray him in such a bad manner.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't like that because in every documentary and every episode, it's highly implied he had something to do with it.
Well,
He
I
was a
have a
gigolo, and
question
he
too.
claimed it.
He looks creepy as hell. I'm just
I
gonna tell you
flirted with
that.
women. That's what I do.
Well,
Ugh.
but
Oh
what did you
yeah.
think about the rest of the cruise staff?
Oh
Because
my
I
God!
got
Don't get me
really
started
bad
on that other
vibes from
guy.
all of them.
What
Look,
about the guy? Was
the
he the boat ship?
director,
Yes. Oh, forget him.
the
Ugh.
cruise direct, like just
Oh, I
looking at his
can't.
face, I just would. He
He
has a
was like the
punchable
worst car
face.
salesman in the world.
He, I'll say the any cruise I've ever been on, the cruise
You
director
like me?
has not been like that. Like I remember the first, okay, the 7 day cruise I went on with my mom. The cruise director was very funny, but he was very serious. He told us over and over again, as soon as you get off this ship, do not talk to anybody. If somebody says, "Hey, come here," or whatever, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, he drilled it into us.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You had
So
like a director? Like nobody cared about us. My brother kept
yeah,
running off. We didn't know what the heck to do.
the cruise director, like the guy
Oh
that
my
like
God.
he's
Yeah.
the
No.
hype man.
Uh-huh.
Y'all
Right.
didn't
Like I
y'all
went
didn't have
on.
that.
No, we did
Oh, well, you
not.
said it was a smaller one. Maybe that's why. Well,
Yeah.
the guy we hired, he was great. He was very funny, very nice. He was nothing like the guy on the documentary. And he explained, if you do any of these things, you will go to prison. And it's not like the prison you think
Oh.
of. This is Jamaican prison. And then he
Yeah.
proceeds to
Mm.
explain what that prison is like.
Oh my
He
goodness.
scared us in a very good way.
Yeah, that's what you should
Exactly as he was
have.
supposed to. And I have to give props to that because, I mean, that was a Carnival cruise. So, but I mean, this was years after that had happened. So it makes me wonder, is that why? Is that why they are so adamant about it? And are they still? I don't know. I haven't been on a cruise in
Well,
years.
nobody, well, like you say, that's how your experience was. Now, anybody else gone on a cruise before? I mean, like I hope to go on again with friends this time and or a group or whatever, or because I would like to see like the whole experience. But I don't want to go too far out. I don't like the fact that, I can get stranded out there and there's a lot of things that I worry about and that I don't need that stress. But is there are they like to assign to a group of people or it's like, oh, I'm your hype man for all these people, just one person, or it's the whole staff and they all cater to you individually? Because they said that people were paying mind to her at the table. They were, "Oh, if you want anything, she'll get it for you."
Because she was like, she was one of those people, probably like me, that just knows how to talk to people and just has like a bright aura. Because I can talk to complete strangers and make
Right.
friends if I want to. And
Mhm.
she's pretty. And then she
Yeah.
doesn't look like your average type of female. Not every chick in the 90s looked
She
like
was
she
queer.
was. And she looked like the life of the party. I'm just going to say it like it is.
Right,
Like she
right.
looked
Yeah,
I
you
was telling
did.
them earlier, I'm
Tiffany's
friendly.
right. You didn't see a lot of females with short hair, so it really does make her stand
I
out. It
totally
really
did it.
does.
I did it, and
So
I'm not ashamed. I
But
thought,
too, like think about it.
Hey,
She had
Chris.
a short hair like a boy too, so that probably made her even more attractive to those weirdos, if y'all get what I'm saying, with those
hmm
fetishes,
hmm
because she didn't look like your average typical female back in that time.
And she wasn't with anyone. Like, do you remember when they took
But
the
you would. Oh
picture?
yeah, I guess.
They said,
Is that
let's
your
get a picture
boyfriend?
of you and your boyfriend. And she said, oh, that's my brother. It was almost like they were asking,
Yep,
babe,
Yeah.
that's your
Right.
boyfriend.
that's exactly
so
right.
get this, y'all. I
Yeah.
just
I
listened to
I
some of the
thought the same
interviews.
thing on that.
I
Mm-hmm.
just
What,
listened to some of
Jess?
the I
You
just
look
listened
like a
to
prom photo.
some of the interview, and Yellow. So he was telling when he one day they was on the balcony and she was smoking. He asked her why she smokes because he said it was like uncomfortable. I guess he didn't like the smell, and she said he claimed that she told him that her dad was like an insurance worker. And he forced her to come on the he forced her to come on the cruise after he found out she was gay.
To get away from the
Okay.
girl, maybe.
Okay, that's not true. She came out to her parents quite some time before the cruise,
Who?
so he's just grasping at straws at this point.
I mean, I
He's full
believe
of it.
that what that girlfriend said. Like they, after the letter, there some time went on, and I do believe she did get to the apartment. Who took that picture? and she was at the apartment, and like they were gonna. That was their plan. Like after the cruise, we're gonna get back
Now I
together.
do believe he did force her to talk to men though, like try to like.
Probably to get stuff for free. That's terrible.
I mean, like yeah, we know she was the life of the party, but I felt like deep down she still like women. She still felt guilty, but I did feel like her dad probably was trying to introduce like bachelors to her to try to like convert her in his own weird way.
She had a job in an apartment. She was about to go live her life the way she wanted to, and I think this was her way of, you know what, I'm going to dance with some guys. I'm going to make sure they see me with guys, and that way I can go live my life, and they can just believe whatever they want to believe. That's what I
If
think.
great minds think alike, I swear we were typing in that at the same time.
I honestly think that she was trying to give her parents a peace of mind, and then she was going to go live her life, which is heartbreaking. So one of the morals of the story is what? You know what? Um, if your daughter's a lesbian, but she's a good person, what are you focusing on?
He probably
Oh,
got an image like he in a assurance executive. Ain't no telling what reputation he probably had.
yep.
Like I
But
said back
back
then.
then, it wasn't as accepting as it is now. Like back then, they thought something was just wrong with you. Like not
I
as
mean, my
people
brother would
were
have came out by
so
then.
cool with
My brother
it.
did not. Yeah, my brother did not come out then. He waited till like 5 years ago.
I
Yeah,
just feel
Yep.
like
I
we've came a long
agree.
way with
Back
He
that
in the
dated
90s, that
like
wasn't
industry.
really
all
That
the
is
fake
true.
accepted.
That's true,
girls.
Tiffany. Because my best friend in high school was bullied horribly for being gay. Absolutely horribly. And none of that would have happened 10 years, even 10 years later.
I mean, the
Tiffany's
boys
right.
teased each
And I
other
think
all the time and used the F word for, just teasing around,
Yeah,
even,
we
just
heard
all the
that.
time.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
I don't think they
So it
should.
was like taboo.
I don't think they
But
should
that's what
compare
was so
Natalie Holloway
enticing
though.
to a lot of them.
All right.
what, Jess?
I said I don't think they should compare it to Natalie Holloway though.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
happening because of the bar, and I think that's a reach. That's two totally different
Oh wow, they
situations.
got more pictures of her
Well,
too.
that bar, I heard something interesting. I
Yeah,
think I
where
may have
was it?
reposted it.
Oh, well,
That
What?
yeah.
bar is like a hub for exchanging because this chick said she went on a cruise and she was young, like 17 or real young, and that they told their bartender when they went to their not their bartender, their wait staff, they were like, he was like, "Oh, what are y'all getting into tonight?" Because they say, they're like family, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to Charlie, whatever it's called." And he didn't say anything, y'all. He went immediately over to the next table where her mom was sitting. He looked at the mother and he said, "Hey, if you let those girls go to Charlie and whatever bar, you'll never see them again." And he just kept it moving. But she said that
Whoa.
that man saved their life. So that bar is like a hub for exchanging of women.
So, I mean, that
Holy
man
crap.
very well may have seen somebody, but I mean, well, why lie about the name?
But Elena, what Jessica's saying, like that, I could see where people would want to compare Natalie because it was the same location, but it's a different story.
Yeah.
Right, but there's one person or one family that controls that place. So
But
that's
I
what
just
needs to
feel
be
like
focused on
they can.
probably the most. But that's not our problem, unfortunately, right? Or is
Also
wait,
can't
no,
compare
USA
because
US Portfolios? That's our
the
shit.
the guy like the only difference that is she could have been saved in my opinion because again her friend should have told to get your ass out that cock. You don't know these motherfucking people. What the fuck you
Hmm.
doing?
No, for real.
No offense, like no offense to Holloway family. Sorry if y'all watching this, but me, she could have been saved because my thing is, I'm not to sit up here and watch my friend just oh my girl enjoy yourself. Like no, girl get out this fucking collar. What the hell is you doing?
Yeah, and I'm telling my friends, like, we're in another country. Are you stupid?
Hmm.
Like
Right.
Right, you
one
can't
time
mess
in
around.
one time on Fat Tuesday in New Orleans, I was with my best friend, her boyfriend, and my boyfriend. Well, we were on Bourbon Street and it was like 2 a.m. Well, it's not like Nashville or Florida, anywhere I've ever partied. It was nothing like any crazy parties I've ever been to. I mean, you're so on top of people that you can barely breathe. Well, this girl of a different color, not being funny, she kept hitting my friend with a lightsaber, and we were
Oh my
holding
God.
hands. Listen, y'all, we were holding hands so we didn't lose each other. We were trying to get back to our car. So my friend turned around. She's at the I'm like the leader of the caboose, and or maybe I'm in the middle, but she's at the very back. She turned around. We're all tipsy. She turns around and she starts snapping on this girl, and I just lost it. I went up to her and I was like, Jordan, are you stupid right now? Like, we are the minority of the crowd. Look at us. Like, what are you doing? Who gives a fuck if she's hitting you with a lightsaber? Like, keep it moving. You're causing a scene, and it's not going to end pretty for us.
Yes, it's not America.
Right.
Exactly, but people seem to forget when they go to these other countries, like, you can't be flashy. You don't wear brands. You want to look like you're just average. You want to just blend in. Like, I will never understand people that go to other countries and are loud and obnoxious and
Yes.
drinking and partying. Like, you
Agree.
need to be aware of what's going on, and that part pisses me off.
Same.
It's what's the word? Very other than stupid.
The
Ignorant?
thing is,
Yeah,
like, yeah, and especially with like a cruise ship, I think people get a sense of, oh, I'm still in America when they're on the ship, and then you get off the ship, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, it doesn't really hit. No, you're not. I'll tell you what it did once for me. We went on the one I went on with my mom. It was Grand Cayman, Jamaica, and Cozumel. And I'll tell you something.
I went to
When we
Bahamas.
got off the ship at Cozumel, as soon as you get there and you're entering Mexico, there were guys there with pew pews, big pew pews, just standing there.
Yeah,
Oh
And
God,
Mexico
that's
is
gonna be
wild.
it
scary.
sent a chill down my back. I grabbed my mom's arm.
How old were you?
I can
I
imagine.
Oh, I was 21 years old and I
Dude,
grabbed
at
my mom's
21, I'd be like,
arm.
"Mommy, mommy."
That's what I did. That's what I did. And I was like,
Who are these
I'm
men?
terrified. Why? And my mom actually lived, like, when she was younger, she lived in Mexico for a year, and she was like, it's totally fine. It's just, that's what they do. Come on. And it was fine, but it scared the shit out of me. God.
I think that's why I have cultural experience too. Because when I was like 13 and Southern, my mom has like bleach blonde, naturally blonde hair, and
Yeah.
when we went to Mexico, all these random people would just like touch my mom, and I was just like, what? And my family down there in the South in Texas, some of them are Spanish, and they would tell me like it's like they don't know blonde hair, blue eyed people, so they have to touch her, or it's like they're cursing them. It's like some weird belief.
Oh, come
Or
on. That would creep me out, man. I
yeah,
wouldn't be
well,
able to
ever
handle that.
since they told me all that shit, it just made me think whenever I'm in another country, like it's not my home playing ground. And I've always thought about that whenever I travel out of town, anywhere.
When we were in Jamaica, we were going to take a glass bottom boat thing, and my mom was talking to the guy about that, and I heard psst, 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 and I was like, what? And I look, and it's a guy, and it was just like a cartoon. He was like around a corner, and he asked me if I wanted to buy something. I'm sure you can figure out what it was. The cruise director he'd been so descriptive. He said, look, when you get off the boat, now you need to understand this. If somebody asks if you want to buy something, that could be an undercover cop. You need to know that too. All right, so here I am, and I mean, y'all know how wild and crazy I am. And the guy's like, "You want to buy something?" And I screamed, "Mom, Mom," because I thought they were gonna come get me. And I'm like running over there. She's like, "What?" I was like, "No, there's a guy over there. He asked me to buy something. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail." And she's just like, Jesus Christ. And she said, just come on, we'll go look at the fish. And like now it's like a family joke. It was just some dude trying to sell something, but like I literally thought I was like, oh my God, it's undercover cop going to prison. I'm just gonna be locked away. Did anybody ever see that
I
movie?
have
What was
to.
it called? Broke Down Palace. Did anybody ever see Broke?
Yes.
I thought it was that. I thought
That's
that.
based on a true story.
I know. That's why I was scared. I was like, they're gonna put me away, and I'm just gonna have to do manual labor, and I'm terrified. But that does prove that the cruise director did his job very well.
And
So
I wonder if just like I forgot who said it, if because of all this stuff that happened, now they like try to tell people or warn a good one. Not everybody's good.
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I would have heard the same thing from the cruise director pre 1998. That's my curiosity because it was widely reported. It was on the news. They show it on the documentary. Like
I
it
had
was on
said
the
that.
news, so people knew, and I would assume cruise ships probably did whatever they needed to do. Now, are they doing that because they care? No, they're doing that because they don't want to be sued. So it is what it
They have a
is.
business to run, and look. I mean, that this at this time, Carnival Cruise was like, ugh, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, it was a lot of money, and it was very fancy. And if you went out, it was like the shit. You were
Well,
the
she
shit.
was
You were
on,
the
they did
biggest.
Royal Caribbean, which is more expensive than Carnival. And get this, they were on Rhapsody of the Seas. That ship is still going. You can book it now.
Uh,
See, I've never had a desire to go on a cruise because I've always researched like the cruises do so much damage to like the ecosphere and the ocean and like the surrounding like towns and stuff they visit. Like it's basically like a big
well,
they
that's where I
dump
live
shit in
in
the ocean.
Tampa. And they
I
have like the
enjoyed the ones I was on. I
they
liked
have
it.
two really, really huge ones now. Like there's this lady I follow, and I was like, "What boat is that?" Oh no, it was in Miami. My bad. And it was, oh my God, it was huge. Now I couldn't go out on a boat that big. I think, I seen that poop cruise, and I've seen some horror stories. And Tiff, like you said, there's been stories, and like I
I have a
don't
weak
trust.
stomach though, so
I
I've
mean,
always been
I like
scared.
the water, and I'd like to go to those places, but you know, getting there isn't, guaranteed. Or
No,
back,
no, it
obviously.
feels weird too. Like you have to get used to it moving. And then we did end up going on a glass bottom boat, and I got
Whoa.
sick. I got
Really?
seasick, man. I felt
See,
like
I've done
ass.
the glass bottom boat tour in Florida, but it was like a natural
I
spring,
gotta
so
go do that. I didn't
it was
know.
still.
I
We
don't
did
go
that, and
anywhere.
we did like it's like a half submarine, half ship thing. We got to see all the fish and stuff, and like
Tampa for
went to the
Orlando.
sea turtle place. Like I don't know, we did a lot of cool stuff. And the thing is, like a lot of it, I don't know, maybe it's just carnival, but like the sea turtle farm we went to, like a lot of people. Not in this country, I'm sure some, but a lot of people eat sea turtles, and the whole point of the sea turtle
Oh,
farm is
come
to have, they breed lots of sea turtles so that they don't go extinct. So there's plenty. They release half the ones they breed. It's fascinating. It really was, and impressive. The lengths they go to make sure that they don't damage, basically the sea turtle entire ecosystem. That's why I cried when I had to give the sea turtle back. I didn't know if it was going to get eaten or if it was going to get released. So yeah, there's a whole thing.
Aw.
hmm
Okay,
But
that's the only emoji I
I'm
could
sure it was
find.
fine. I'm sure it's totally fine. But I'll say this: I had a great time. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
But also, anytime I've gone on a cruise, I was either with family or like a best friend. So
Mhm.
that's probably different because that's the one thing about Amy. She seemed to be by herself.
And why would you talk to these single people? Well, she didn't talk to the lady. I guess the lady was just what, an observer? Or did she talk to that couple?
You know
I
when
don't
you
know.
get
But
alcohol.
she didn't just, it was the lady and then the neighbor next door. Like you just talk to odd random strangers on a
I'm gonna
boat
be honest.
in
I
the middle of
mean, when you
nowhere.
drunk, you be talking
Like,
all types
come
of
on,
things.
you were a smart student. She was no dummy.
The guy next door was creepy as shit, and who the hell was he talking to if he was in the room by himself?
I mean, I feel like, when you be intoxicated, I'd be friendly with people. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I went to the club, I was dancing on folks I ain't even know.
And if he's on that boat for a long time, people live on the boat. They know people. People do that for like a lifestyle.
But I do
You
feel
know
like,
your
Mm-hmm.
community. That's
but
like
then, like I
wow.
said back then, people weren't thinking like something would happen on a cruise. Like,
That's
I'm
true.
gonna be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, my friend went on a cruise. She said that's like the friendliest place people be open to do they thing at, like the upside down panel. She said a lot. You wouldn't think a lot of people would keep to themselves. But she said the cruise is where people are the most friendly. And like, she done had people come to her and invite her to their hotel room. They done bought her drinks. She done danced with them and stuff. She just said they just real open people.
Oh, we've had a lot of nice people. My mom, like, I left and did something and came back, and my mom was talking to a couple from like South Africa. They're incredibly nice. You meet all sorts of interesting
Now, some
people.
people may not be there for ill intentions, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel like you got some people that just friendly, just to break the ice. Now, if it was like a
Yeah.
funeral affair, yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the cruise is probably like one of the most dangerous trips to go on because it's like, I don't know.
I mean,
It's
Yeah.
fun, but it's
Unless
like
I
you have
guess
to
you
you have to be
know
super aware
what
to
you,
go.
if you're aware and you know and like these people like are versed, but so they like that those people on the documentary, they know what to look out for, and they
yeah.
saw some things that were out like what this wasn't looking right. And it just, even the people that got off the boat and went to whatever said restaurant, and then that woman with the whole story in the bathroom.
Okay, well then I'm gonna throw this out there. No one seemed to really mind if she continued to party after they had all gone back to the room. And it did seem a
Yeah.
bit odd, a little bit,
I
that the
wouldn't
brother
matter.
wasn't keeping an eye on her the entire time,
Yeah,
or
like
at least somewhat. Now, let me ask you this. Does anybody think the family was less concerned because they saw her with a male? I
uh,
do.
well, coming from my family, yeah, you could have a point there, baby.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if
what
they
I
see you
think.
being
It's like,
grown
oh,
adults,
they're like,
understand.
yeah, you're doing good. Yay. Like,
I
Yes.
mean,
I
but
mean,
I
I
also
like
Yes.
feel like they
him.
probably was just like, well, hell, she grown, she can handle it alone. This not the first time she can have fun. They probably was like, they ain't finna sit up here and just watch all day.
I could tell
Yeah,
you this, if
I,
Yellow was
that's
a
fine.
female, I bet somebody would have jerked a knot in her ass. That's what I think.
Do
I
But
don't
what?
like I
think,
said, I do feel like she had a conversation with Yellow about, her dad and not liking gay people. I do feel like they probably did have a conversation on the day. Because like I said, when you be intoxicated, you tell the truth.
Yeah, you're
So
gonna talk about
she
strangers.
probably did vent out to him. Another theory I was thinking like she vented out to him, and he probably like was like, you want to get out of here, but his intentions was to actually like sell her. So he used that as like a like persuade her.
I don't trust Yellow as far as I could throw that guy. He has
No,
a creepy ass vibe.
his spirit
Bad.
is off.
But I wonder if
Yes.
I don't well. See again, I didn't watch the documentary, so I don't know too much about him. But
He's it's what Tiffany said. His spirit is just even if you didn't know anything and you talked to the guy or saw him, you would get a feeling of, hey, eh, eh, eh,
Yeah,
eh.
y'all think people
what are
confused?
those uncles that they say? Tom Tom, or what do people say? Uncle the
Yo.
uncle you don't want your kids around, he gives those vibes.
I mean, even when he's like the pictures you see in the video, oh, I gotta tell you something else. He's creepy then. All right, so I saw a TikTok last night, and y'all know the guy that was filming that's why there's like so much video of her because he
Right,
was
right,
going
that guy.
around,
Very
yeah,
protective.
yeah, very with his master tape. So
You ain't
they were
him.
showing a little bit more of that scene where she's dancing with Yellow in the club.
Oh yeah, they got it on
And
YouTube.
yeah, and this is what's really fascinating is it's a little bit more of that, and then you see the people in the background because it's not like just focused on those two. And somebody in the comments said, "Oh my God, I thought they had slowed this down. It's not slowed down. She's just dancing that slow. The people in the background are dancing at a rapid beat. She's moving very slow. So
I
either
would be
she was
surprised if
really
talking
drunk."
serious.
or there was more to it.
They slipped their roofie there probably.
Yeah, probably so.
Well, someone
Uh,
said in the comments, I forget who it was, they came in, they said that they wanted to know what kind of music he played because she was so small he could have snuck her out in the music, like,
Suitcase.
yeah, the suitcase.
I mean,
okay, they
even
said that in
They
the
said they have to
documentary.
do that
see if
though.
you could fit in a suitcase. Totally could be done. Knocked him out, HB, and I didn't say anything. I didn't. But yeah, they could easily do that. And just real quick back to you, Southern. I said, my mom, if I was gone, like to go meditate, I told my parents where I was going. And if I wasn't back, I mean, yeah, I guess they'd freak the hell out. But I had my phone. Back then they didn't have phones. So my parents wouldn't have allowed it. They loved me that much. Do you know what I'm saying? So that does
That's a
seem
good
weird.
point. That's a good point. She does not have a cell phone. So the brother goes back, leaves her in the club with whoever, and like it's very odd because she says she's sick and she doesn't feel well.
Oh,
And he
yeah?
just hangs with her for a minute and then goes back
You
inside.
know another theory I think I got now?
Is that when he walked to
What?
the other part of the club?
No, that she said
I
she
got a
felt sick on the balcony. What,
I
Jeff?
got another theory.
Oh, probably the cigarettes.
What if they thought that she actually had a nightcap with a guy and daddy got excited about it and was like, oh shit, was she all right? I mean, I know I mean, like before they found out she was actually missing, but what if they felt like they left her and like, they didn't really care about her whereabouts because they was like, oh, she's just having a nightcap with a guy or something. I'm thinking maybe that could be
Okay.
another
They
theory.
knew but listen, a mother knows their kid. So, well, not for nothing. My mom kind of was a little blinded by it, but I knew my brother was gay before he was gay. And people probably will say that to me in like 10 years, but I don't think that myself. But like you could see it. So like how they don't know in
Denial.
the pictures and
They
the
were in
She had to
photos.
deny
denial.
because maybe, like I said, like she had to
Denial.
go
But
and
wait a
stand up and
minute,
fight
y'all,
for
because
her
they're
dad.
Like were the
all
parents
under
telling
the
the
influence. They're all
community?
drinking. They're on a cruise. They're on a vacation. They're all drinking.
Yeah, you get paid to drink, basically.
I'm quite sure people buy their drinks. I'll be drinking too. I don't know. Shoot.
Yeah, to
Same.
give
I'm
my
just
drinks
saying that
away.
distorts your reality whenever you're drinking alcohol. It doesn't matter who you are, even if you just have one, especially if you have one. I'm not a drinker, and if I have one, I'm gonna get the giggles and I'm gonna be all happy and I'm not gonna
My
be
one ain't gonna do
on
me.
top of my
Just see,
game.
I sweat it out, so I don't know. I can't really to test it
The-
because see, I sweat it. I'd be ready to drink again. But I guess
Jessica, you
I
have a
have
very good point because when the father realized that she wasn't in the room, he did not seem, he said absolutely nothing about worrying that she was in another room with a guy or something like that. He just said he walked around for 30 minutes and couldn't find her. So that's a very good point. It is because there's no way in hell I would be out of the room. If I was in
But
a
I
cabin with
left,
my
went and got
parents,
coffee, and
I would not. There's absolutely no, there is no way. If I went on a cruise next week with my parents,
hmm
my little happy ass would be exactly where I was supposed to be because there's no way in hell I would have my father even thinking I was doing something I don't need to do. So the fact that
the
that
level
really
of
wasn't his
respect.
concern is very interesting to me.
Well, her mom did say if she went, she would have left a note. That wasn't
Mm.
like her, and I
She
know
was
my
drunk.
family, we were like that, you know. So
Yeah,
not to
but she was
worry.
wasted. They said how many
Well,
drinks she had had. I think it okay,
it was like
on
7 beers.
yeah, but that's only what she paid for.
Right, right. And did they see you drinking again? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I know they
somebody
pulled the
bought somebody
tab.
flips on in her drink. Like, that's why,
That's another thing, y'all. I'm not a beer drinker, so if I drink beer, it's a different kind of buzz, and it really messes me up. I
Look at
can
what
drink
yeah,
Juan did
shots
the
all
other
but
day to
day.
that's
me.
the thing. She has a high tolerance. That's the
Yeah,
thing
and
we
they
don't
said she
know.
had seven. She has
911 came when I drank last time.
But I mean,
okay,
like I said, I can't
she had
attest to it.
seven, and
She got a high tolerance.
Yellow bought her drinks too. The
I told her
bartender
to
probably
flip on
gave
in
her
her
drinks.
drink.
Yeah,
Then
because she was a pretty girl. Everybody paid attention, paid mind to her.
but
But yeah, what? Like, and did they not have cameras in the hallway? Come
I
on.
mean, but back then, like,
No.
I mean, it was the late 90s, but like,
I mean, but you have to think about it. Back then, they didn't give a damn about the stuff like that. Like I said, I feel like they was cahoots.
oh,
with
there
it.
was
It
no.
was like, the show must go on. He not worrying about, like, he. I mean, I did catch
Yeah.
That's basically what they said too.
Yep.
That all
They
the other
did.
people paid all this money and they weren't that worried about it.
Yeah, like they either y'all gonna stay and finally y'all get your way back home, or y'all just gonna be shit out of luck. But call somebody else because I ain't fit to do it. That's just problem I was like. I mean,
Did this
back
family
then,
receive money that they did not put out to the public to show where the money went, like legit, or did?
I mean, no,
they,
so they got scammed
Well,
the
they
first
got
time.
ripped off.
who did? Wait, I'm sorry. Who did?
Oh yeah, that's not in the documentary. Tiffany, do you want to like explain that?
Because I'm thinking,
Wait,
maybe they made
So
money
they
off of this
started like a
website.
GoFundMe or somehow they got money.
Like, yeah, I seen that. He got all that on the website, but he also got where they got scammed too.
Okay, please.
Yeah, they went to the island and they met like a PI or a Green Beret or somebody, but the dude was full of shit. He really wasn't anybody.
They took that out the missing people thing, but yeah, they got the GoFundMe on them. And
They ended up getting their money back. I don't know if they got the money back. I know they took him to court and he got like in trouble.
Wait. Start from the beginning though. Like, so
Yeah.
he, you sound like my friend does that. It starts in the middle. I'm like, what? Start from the beginning.
No, Tiffany started from the beginning. Like they started go ahead, Tiff.
They who?
The
The
family,
parents.
like they
Okay.
started the parents. They started a GoFundMe, and they got like 220K or maybe a little bit more. Well, they went back. They flew back out to St. Martin or St. Lucie, somewhere out there, and they met a guy, and he said he was going to help them, and that he was like a Green Beret or he was somebody, but he just scammed them. He wasn't anyone.
it was him and a girl actually. They was in cahoots with it.
They did mention about going to St. Martin for some reason, but
Yeah,
that's not that part.
he claimed that he had people send him. He claimed he had people send him like, "Oh, we found her. We have sightings of her." And he claimed he had pictures, and they had to go through the missings. They went through like the National Missing Person Fund they had for her, outside of their own money, but found out he was full of crap basically. So they ended up arresting him and the girl, and they had to pay it. They had to pay him back. He had to pay them back.
So all that GoFundMe money he paid to the dude.
No, it wasn't GoFundMe money. It was their money, and also it's not from the GoFundMe. It was from their. It was like they did like some type of missions, like Amy Bradley, thing.
Does anybody want to talk to the cruise director? Because I went ahead and brought him up. He's right there.
I was like,
You're welcome.
it's like the dude I didn't like.
I can't talk to him because I don't.
Piece of trash.
Or he doesn't care.
Like I said, I don't really know too much about this Amy Bradley. Like I'm still stuck on Idaho 4, so. But yeah, we're doing a rabbit hole. Like we got a couple of cases we looking at, but his is like so much. Like I gotta literally write down. But
Yeah, I think his it'd be more than one live because we'd have to pick a certain rabbit hole, and there's like 80. But
literally.
yeah, but we'll definitely
Like
do
the
that.
person that just went bye the blonde from the files. I don't want to bring all that up right now, but yeah, she went bye and they just what's her name, Nancy? She just decided to bring that up on TV.
Yeah, and
I'm
and
like,
by
what?
the
I
way,
didn't know that.
thank y'all for coming up here for one thing, and thank you for being respectful and using TikTok friendly language. I really do appreciate that, guys, because when you're talking about subjects like this, it's really easy to say certain things, and I've noticed y'all have been very cognizant of that, and I appreciate it very much, and so does Jessica. Thank
No
you.
problem. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
I mean, seriously, like that's how we can talk about these things is because we know to say certain things because we don't we want to follow the rules mostly 90%.
Absolutely.
Like when I
Well,
sent you that message, and I was like, wait, do they monitor my messages?
they do. Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, all that.
They do. And I appreciate it because they're trying to keep everyone safe. And so that's why we do things this way. But we can still talk about things. We just have to be cognizant of what we say because obviously we love TikTok. But we'll definitely
I
do
got
this
to put all
again.
that.
This was incredibly fun. And like I said, Jessica is, I mean, like, she's posting like true crime content now. She's going full into it.
Good
And
girl.
I'm very excited to support her on it because she's very intelligent and very detail oriented. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It is. I mean, I know, yeah, it's some
Great.
dark stuff, but it's interesting. We'll say that. Definitely interesting. So thank you guys so much. And
For having
just
me. Appreciate
whenever
the gift.
we are going to talk about the next subject, we'll post it everywhere so everybody will know.
Okay.